Delaware, despite its small size, has an impactful history that helped shape the United States as we know it today. Let's highlight 5 notable events in Black history that occurred in Delaware. Number 1. Delaware was the first state to join the Confederacy on December 8, 1787, when the Delaware General Assembly voted to join the newly formed nation, making it the second state admitted to the Union after New Hampshire. This was a significant moment as Delaware became the first slave state to ratify the Constitution. As of the 1790 census, there were 1,996 enslaved people living in Delaware, concentrated in its south, where slavery was most prevalent. Enslaved people in Delaware were primarily employed in agriculture, working on plantations that specialized in wheat, tobacco, and cotton. Number 2. The Amistad Rebellion. In 1823, the Amistad was a Spanish slave ship that carried 53 enslaved people from Angola to Cuba. On its way to Puerto Rico, the captives rebelled against their captors, killing more than 20 in the process. The ship eventually landed in Connecticut, and those on board were put on trial for murder. It was argued that since the ship had traveled through international waters, the captives were free. However, because the Supreme Court ruled that Africans could not be considered free by merely setting foot on American soil, the captives were ordered to be returned to Spain. After much debate and controversy, President James Monroe pardoned the captives and set them free. Number 3. Early abolitionism from the 1770s to the 1820s. Delaware was home to many abolitionists who actively worked to end slavery in the state and beyond. One notable figure was Thomas Rice, also known as Rice, who was born into slavery in Delaware around 1780. He escaped to freedom in the North and became a leading member of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, also known as the AME Church. Rice played a pivotal role in organizing the Manumission Society in Delaware, which aimed to abolish slavery through a gradualist approach. Another important figure was John H. Brown, a free black man living in Delaware who worked as a barber and hatter. He was deeply involved in the Underground Railroad, helping enslaved people escape to freedom in the North. Brown's work was part of a larger movement known as the Second Delaware State, where free blacks and abolitionists collaborated to buy land in Ohio for recently freed slaves. Number 4. The Wilmington 10. In October of 1917, 10 black leaders and members of the National Association for the Advancements of Colored People, also known as the NA, were falsely accused of raping 2 white women during a confrontation with police in Wilmington, Delaware. Despite overwhelming evidence of their innocence, all 10 were convicted and sentenced to prison. This event, known as the Wilmington 10, was part of a larger pattern of racial violence and intimidation aimed at suppressing black voting rights in the South. The case garnered national attention, and the NAACP used it to expose the extent of racial discrimination in the justice system. Eventually, the convictions were overturned on the grounds that the trial had been conducted in an unconstitutional manner. Number 5. The Black Mecca. During the early 20th century, Delaware's small towns began to attract black migrants from the South seeking better lives. Towns like Dover, Bridgeville, and Smyrna became known as the Black Mecca due to the high concentration of black-owned businesses, churches, and schools they developed. This migration led to the establishment of important institutions such as Delaware State College, now known as Delaware State University, which was established in 1891 as a historically black college. These communities thrived due to the hard work and resilience of those who settled in Delaware. We hope you enjoyed learning about these important moments in Delaware's history. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed this video, stick around for the rest of the series. We'll be premiering a new episode weekly. Like and subscribe.